All right, Shalom, Yashrala. Peace is all. First and foremost, as always, we want to give all praises and honor and glorification to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Okakadash.
Kakadash.
Double honor to our elders, Apostle James, whole and peace and blessings to the hopefully like Akim out there pushing this gospel, this doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, in righteousness, in sincerity, and in truth. And once again, to what Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai for allowing us to be able to understand this wonderful gospel. I'm going to
I'm the brother Karab.
so we to Aki, I'm here from the GMS Boston Cape, linking up to the short lesson. Law Walling is edifying as always a purpose. As you can see, man, mass shooting is what's happening on the 4th of July, man. We know ultimately that's desperation for Esau Edom because these devils, what they're trying to do is to disarm the American people because when they bring forth the new world order, they're not gonna have they're not gonna have what do you call they're not gonna have resistance. That's exactly what Esau's trying to do. And the scripture says, we are not ignorant of Satan devices. We know the plan, the what they trying to do. You want to add something, bro?
Khan, yeah, like the brother said, we're not ignorant of Satan devices. And what they're trying to bring forth is order abkeo, or right,
Yeah.
which is order out of chaos.
Mhm.
So what they have to do is they have to set the scenery of disorder, all right, and that's how they're gonna issue in the structure that they want
Mhm.
to bring forth, which is the NWO. But by way of doing that, they have to get people stirred up, especially with these gun laws. If you
Mhm.
notice with the abortion rallies and protests, these things is starting to bring a sense of disorder, which the earth was already under a state of disorder. All right, it was
Mhm.
already in a state of chaos, but
Mhm.
now this chaos is going to increase to the point where Esau is going to eventually have to step in and say, "Hey, we got to kind of fix this." All right, and they already have the solution, which is what the MOTB, bringing forth their military troops, all right, and going throughout the cities and start wreaking havoc, man.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, because like Esau, these devils, everything they do is on the book. They gotta have a justification to come against the people, so
Exactly.
that they won't be seen as the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make it seem like that's what the people want ultimately, but that's exactly what they've been waiting for in the back end. But they need a justification to make the moves, man.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right. And this is why the prophets were set up, because when you read the scriptures, it gives you an insight of the mindset of a Esau of the wicked of Esau
Hmm.
Edom.
That's
All
right.
right. It
Hmm.
talks about in the book of Psalms, it says, "Hide me from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity,"
Hmm.
roughly
Hmm. Hmm.
paraphrasing. And speaking of that, I might
Yeah.
as well just get it.
Yeah. Come on. I was about to say that though.
So I could just bear with me real
I
quick.
got it. So.
It's the book of Psalms, 64 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 1. It
Hmm.
says, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayers, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. And who's our enemy? Esau, Edom being the
Hmm.
top enemy of Israel. All
That's
right, you
right.
can read that in Psalms the 83rd chapter.
Hmm.
All right, all these nations has conspired against this. All these nations have put forth their hands against this. But
Hmm.
Esau, Edom being the main primary suspect.
Hmm.
All right, why? Because this conflict goes all the way back to the beginning, the book of Genesis,
That's right.
right? And it says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the workers, I mean, of the wicked, Salakia, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." All right,
Hmm.
and that secret counsel goes back to what Micah 2:1. It
Hmm.
says, "Until woe to them that devise iniquity and work of evil upon their beds." If
Hmm.
Robert Sharp, you want to grab it
I
real
got you.
quick,
I got you. Hmm.
because these are things that they planning out and plotting out behind closed doors.
Hmm.
And now what's happening is there's a time and place for them to start to execute on their plans.
Hmm. Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon the beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands.
Hey, and when it says devise goes into a plot, a
Hmm.
plan.
Hmm.
That's how they do it. And this is when it's morning, when the morning is light, they basically practice it. They go forth on it. All right, and that's why you have to pay attention to the months and the dates, because Esau deals with things
Numerology.
numerology.
Hmm.
You have a certain time of the year where they ramp up on the killing and the shooting and stuff, because those be sacrifices
The
unto
gods.
their gods,
Yeah. Yeah.
to Satan, all right, unto
Uh-huh.
these demons, man. That's
That's
what
right.
they do. All right, and they shed blood in the sense of an offering.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, they shed blood to renew the power.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
To keep the kingdom going. But ultimately, we know it's for no avail because Satan take order from Yahweh Shimshai, and the Lord Yahweh Shimshai set these devils up. This devil has a hour, millisecond to take him down, and he can't go further than that, man.
That's
You
right.
know.
So going back real quick,
Mhm.
I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna bring out a word. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." And I
Mhm.
want to get into the word insurrection.
Insurrection.
All right. And it says throng in company, throng. It says scheming, right?
Mhm.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Salaki. Bear with me.
No.
I'm gonna go into the Merriam-Webster. All right. So when you go into the dictionary, it says insurrection. It's a noun. It says rebellion, revolt, uprising. All right, insurgents. All right, rising, riot. All right, that's one part of it. And it also says a violent uprising against an authority or government. But when you apply it, who's that insurrection towards?
Mhm.
All right, it's to the scripture talks about how they basically they persecute the poor. They basically coming for the children of Israel.
Mhm.
All right, that's like in Genesis. It says, now the days of mourning my father is at hand, then when I slay my brother Jacob.
Mhm.
That's their whole mindset, and that's the insurrection that they're seeking to slay the poor.
Yeah. Yeah. The insurrection goes hand in hand with Jacob's trouble.
Exactly.
Because Esau in the last hurrah or desperate attempt is gonna try to gain his blessing back by warring against Jacob, man.
hmm
You know.
It says, verse 3 says, "Who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that
Hmm.
they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Yeah,
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not."
yeah. If I may, these devils they got on the book legislation. King Alfred playing. What's the other one? Uh, King Alfred playing
Rex
Rex
84.
84. They got justification. They got laws on the book
hmm
to justify them coming against us as a nation.
That's right.
You know.
And this is another reason why you're starting to see these mass shootings happen, because that gives them a reason, like,
Mhm.
to step in.
Mhm.
That, like, once again, you lay out the problem and then you come behind it and fix it with a solution. And that's what Esau Edom's doing. But he's so crafty with it, and he plays on the left hand side to the point where people will perceive it to be a good thing,
Mhm.
but they don't understand it. They don't see that the wicked is laying a snare for them.
That's right.
That's what it says. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of laying snares privily, they say, who shall see me? And that's a,
Mhm.
that's a perfect example that you said they do it on the books,
Mm.
because who have access to those laws, who got access to those books? And
Mhm.
if you don't really do a diligent search, or you don't really pay attention and listen to what they're saying, it will go over your head.
Yeah.
So that's why the prophets were set up, because once again, it gives us a in-depth visual or understanding of the mindset of the wicked and how he plays. So we know that we can find shelter, which is in Yahweh Shemal Shai, before this wicked man starts to make his move.
Mhm.
All right.
Come.
Con.
So verse.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Yeah,
All right.
the heart goes
Mhm.
into the mind of this elite, man. That's why they have all this secret council, the Illuminati, the Council of Foreign Relations, the Bilderbergs. That's the heart of Esau. That's where these elite are the one that's in charge, but they put those fake ass politicians
Mhm.
in place of power to give you the impression that these politicians are actually the one doing it. Meanwhile, that's the elite, man.
That's
That's the
right.
agenda of the elite that they carry out. You
That's
know,
right. So you want to get into this article?
come on.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the article going into these mass shootings that took place yesterday, July 4th. All right. 2022, the year of Yahweh Shemel Shah
Mhm.
turning up, and you got to remember too, July 4th is when Esau had received was the independence. That's
Yeah.
what's called Independence Day. Saying what
Mhm.
Jake was in slavery
Mhm.
at that time, but you have our people that wants to find a way to celebrate and have fun and have a grand old time, but they don't understand that the times that we're in, it's dangerous times. All right,
Mhm.
and with it being dangerous times, you got to find yourself being more away from the crowd than in it.
Mhm. Mhm. Back you up real quick,
hmm
bro. Ezekiel 7 verse
That's the
5.
spirit, yo. I was looking for that earlier.
Ezekiel 7 verse yeah, but verse 4. Ezekiel 7 verse 4. matter of fact, verse 3 it says, now is the end come upon thee,
That's right.
and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations.
Hey, real quick, it's like if you didn't finish, but
No, good.
you know when you read Isaiah the first chapter and it says, "Why would you be stricken anymore? You're gonna revolt more and
More and
more,"
more.
and that's the mindset of our people. Like the more the Lord jacks our people up, the more they just start to want to stray further and further away. So what
Mm,
the Lord is gonna do? That's what He says. An end is come.
yeah,
He's just gonna lay down a lot of our people, man. 2/3 of Israel, man, our so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians. Why? Because they're rebellious, man.
yeah,
They don't want to take heed to the message of the prophets, which is ultimately the message of Yahweh Shemel Shah.
yeah. That's gonna be the final judgment, man.
Hmm.
Mass death, destruction. Judgment gonna be on a huge scale, because like the Lord's gonna put an end to it for forever. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it says, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations.
That's right.
Mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity. But I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shemashai.
Hey, real quick, I want to also mention this because um not yesterday, but the day before, as I was on my way home, they were shooting off the fireworks, but
Mm.
that when Jake's shooting off fireworks, that's a time where they look at it to go shoot people.
To create a
Yeah,
distraction.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because on my way home, I'm driving through these projects and I noticed this is like right next to the house. And quick testimony, what I'm saying? I was right next to the house, and as I turned down the street, I noticed that it was police officers blocking off the street. But what was going on, it was they was having like a festive
Mm.
event in the projects. Like it was a lot of people out there. And then I yesterday I woke up and I read the article. It
Mm-hmm.
said that somebody was shot in those same projects.
Yeah.
So once again, it's showing you that Jake mindset is all jacked up. In the midst of them having fun, you got some Jakes out there that's plotting revenge, that want to do, just do wickedness, man.
That's right.
And this is ultimately what the Lord is saying. Like, yo, listen, because you want to do wickedness and because you so indulge in that bullshit that you're on, guess what? The Lord is gonna bring that upon them. And this is why that destruction has to come upon has to come. Jacob's trouble is gonna come and purge out 2/3 of Israel.
Yeah, yeah, the rebels.
Hmm.
Purge out the rebels, because like the Lord gave them time, generations over generations, when to
Hmm.
get right,
Yeah,
and they refuse. So the only solution, the only remedy is to put them to death, man.
that's right.
Because we cannot carry this baggage into the kingdoms.
Exactly. This mindset has to go.
That's
This
right.
is why it talks about the renewing of the mind. You can't was it kingdom mindset.
The
You
kingdom,
have to
yeah,
walk into the kingdom with a
yeah,
kingdom
a
mindset.
mindset, yeah,
You
yeah,
can't walk into it with a peasant mindset or
yeah,
or a nigger mindset.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody wants to be around that. You know what
No,
I'm
that's
saying?
right, that's right.
So it's like the Lord you have to change the whole way of how you move. You got to change how you think. Even the spirit. Like, what I'm saying, you got to get in tune with the Lord. You got to get in tune with the what is right. Because that's how the kingdom is gonna grow. But if you ain't got that mindset
Yeah,
and you got a Edomite mindset,
yeah,
then hey man, you're gonna get destroyed with Esau
yeah.
Edom, man.
If these niggas was allowed to go to the kingdom like that,
Yeah,
they will destroy the kingdom.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because it's already division already happened. The scripture
Yeah,
says, division. How can a house stand if there's division?
yeah, yeah.
So
Verse 5, thus said the Lord power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come, and it is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come.
yeah, and when you go to evil, it's a compound word which means bad times.
Mm-hmm.
And it says bad times, evil is come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And guess who's Yahweh Shemel God's going to use? Yahweh Shemel is going to use to bring forth this evil? The wicked himself.
Yeah,
It says,
yeah.
that's in the book of, what is it, Proverbs?
The wicked are preserved for the days of wrath.
No, he said, what is it? It says that, yep, Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah had made all things for himself.
Even the
Yeah,
wicked.
even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
who's good? The Lord is bad on how he's
yeah.
doing it. He already has a preserved set,
Mm-hmm.
a suspect, a man, a wicked man for
Yeah.
that time of when this calamity is going to be brought onto the earth. He already has someone set in place to bring forth that.
Yeah, yeah, Esau the perfect vessel to use to
Mm-hmm.
bring forth the evil days,
Exactly.
because the man of sin, he
Exactly.
has no limit.
Ex-
He
there
has
you
no
go.
he has no standard, man.
There you
You know?
go. All right. So yeah, we can go back
Mm-hmm.
to the
Come,
article, right?
come.
You was done with that?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
come.
yeah.
This is from Newsweek. I'm gonna read it briefly. This is it says Philadelphia July 4th shooting videos go viral. It says America is a horror movie. All right. It says at the close of Independence Day celebration in Philadelphia, masses of people gathered to watch fireworks, but the celebration was marred when two police officers working security were shot near the Philadelphia Museum of Arts at around 9:50 p.m. local time. The gunfire prompted a stampede on Benjamin Franklin Parkway, with videos on social media capturing panics as people ran for blocks in all directions in an effort to flee the violence. America is a horror movie, a Twitter user wrote alongside a clip that captured the panic of on the ground while fireworks continue to explode in the night skies. All right, it says America is a horror movie, and that's exactly what it's become.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just
yeah.
read that the Lord said He's gonna bring evil and
Evil, only
only
evil.
evil.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah. That's how you know, man. Word of Yahweh Hashem Shai is true, man. The Lord is a man of His word, man. So
That's right.
you can't come against this, man.
Mhm.
It's only the scripture are being played out right in front of your eyes right now.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I'm gonna read a little bit more. It says
Uh,
another clips begin with people, including a child on an adult's shoulder, enjoying the fireworks before this panic spread through the crowd and people start running.
If
All
I may
right.
add, bro, that's only the beginning.
Exactly.
That's happening on a small scale. Imagine every cities, man, all the cities, man, all the major cities, the neighborhood, man. It's
hmm
gonna be evil, gonna be all around you. You're not gonna be able to escape it, man.
That's right. And speaking that, and since you mentioned that, I'm gonna just jump straight to this precept. This is Matthew 24:8. It says, "For all these are the beginning of sorrows."
That's right.
You know, and when you read it in the NIV real quick, it says, "All these are the beginning of birth pains."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
he said the plagues he said,
Draw
are
nine.
draw nine and are not
Second Ezra.
slack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
We get that, bro.
con.
That's a beautiful scripture too. Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 38, I think.
Yep, 16.
Verse 38 or 40. 35.
eh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
37.
37.
Mm-hmm.
Second Ezra 16 verse 37. Behold, the plague draw nigh, and are not slack, as in a woman, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours, great pain compassed her womb, which pain when the child cometh, they slack not a moment.
Mm-hmm. Read
That's
verse
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
come on.
39. Yeah.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every
You
side.
see, that's the birth pains, man. And what we're witnessing is birth pains.
Yeah.
You know, when you have people complaining about how complaining about this food shortage,
Mm.
that's a birth pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you see people complaining about
Gas
the
prices.
gas prices, that's birth pains. When you see people complaining about this war that's going on in Ukraine, that's going to escalate into World War III, those are birth pains. When you see these different storms and tempests and floodings, you know, and hey man, just in Nevada, I believe they said there was a swarm of crickets.
Mm.
Like it's a certain type of cricket, all right, and they had a picture of it with it was a big size, you know, and they
Mm.
say what happens, those crickets eat all the crops.
Hey, that's exactly
Birth
what happened to
pain.
ancient Egypt.
Exactly. And that's in America. That's
Yeah.
happening in America. I believe
Hey,
in Nevada, and I think also in Montana too, but I'm not too sure about Montana, but I know I read it and it says Nevada, but
yeah.
once again, like you said,
Yeah.
the
In
plagues.
America is spiritual Egypt,
Yeah,
man.
hey,
Modern day Egypt.
yep, that's
Just like
right.
the Lord took down Egypt by destroying the crops, the livestock, the economy, the same things the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai is doing today, man.
That's right. And to back you up, this is uh was it right here, second Ezra 15 and verse 5. It says, behold, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And
Mm.
those plagues is taking place now. All right. And once again, the brother had mentioned that they're going to increase. It's only the beginning. It's going
Mm-hmm.
to increase to a time like never before.
That's right.
You also have, today's July 5th, you also have in what is it, CERN, Sweden,
Sweden, yeah.
they're gonna run that
The
CERN portal, the
yeah, the
machine,
machine, yeah.
the what is it, the collider. You know, they're gonna run it, and today, starting today, and they say it's gonna run up to 6 months. So,
Hmm.
hey man, this is showing you that the increase of evil is about to happen.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Like you said, that's a portal. That's a way they get in tune with the outside or the spiritual world. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? That's how Esau doing it. You know, so that's gonna be open portal to all kind of demons coming on this side,
That's right.
which gonna cause more chaos, more people are committing horrible acts, man.
That's right. Come on. Now, I'm going to jump down to verse 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. and I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Yeah.
You had
No, you got your son.
no, and I was gonna say that's because you had mentioned about this being modern Egypt. All right, you read that in Revelation the 11th chapter, the 8th verse. All right, spiritual Sodom in Egypt. All right, so the Lord is bringing those plagues again, and especially he's gonna hit here harder because this is the chief seat of wickedness, man.
That's right. That's
you
right.
know. But we're gonna if you got anything.
No.
All right, so going back to the next article, which is going in. This is from the Independent.co.uk, and it says I ran from Chicago mass shooting with my 2 little girls in my arms. Don't blame this on mental illness. All right, and it says at least 6 people were killed and 30 more were reported wounded. All right, it says a father who fled a mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, with his daughters in his arms has hit out at anyone who would blame mental illness for such killings. It says Hunter Stewart was attending a 4th of July parade in the city of north of Chicago with his family on Monday when shots suddenly rang out.
Yeah, these people gonna learn, bro. These people gonna learn like to avoid crowd, man. You know, that's exactly why they have to learn in a hard way, man. If they have a saying, if words don't teach you, adversity will.
That's right.
These people, they gotta learn, bro. You know, ultimately we know only they're gonna take hit, but this judgment gonna be on a wide scale. They're gonna have to make a decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It says recounting the moment. So like it says the writer grabbed his 2 girls and ran, later hiding at a stranger's home for several hours after becoming separated from his wife amid the chaos. Recounting the moments after the gunman opened fire, the former Huffington Post News editor wrote on Twitter, I ran from a mass shooting today with my 2 little girls in my arms, and we have separated from my wife. And see, and it's no, what you gonna say? Because I was gonna say this is what Esau's gonna use. This is what Esau's gonna use to basically bring in the truth, to basically bring that so-called order out of chaos. Because it's saying, oh, children, this happened with children being involved. You remember with the mass shooting in the school down in Uvalde, I think Texas. You know, these are the things that's sparking. All right, cool. They gotta, and you're gonna have people protesting and speaking out like, hey, you have to do something on this. You know, they're gonna be crying out to the government. This is exactly what Esau wants. He wants you to turn your attention to him. You know, and say, please help us. So when he do bring in that false sense of help, it's going to be ultimately chaos. It's going to be worse than what you think because now full control is in his hand. You know, and he's going to do whatever he wills with his power, you know?
Yeah, to lay him back on what you said, Esau going to put the going to turn it so much, he's going to force the people to come to him.
Exactly.
You know, he's going to force the people to come to him and the people ain't going to have any other options.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it says. When you read it, it says about in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, that it says that many those that consent to them shall be had in derision. That talks about Jake, but also the average citizen of the world, because they're gonna realize that the life that they had before, you know, is now changed drastically. Like, we went to this man for help, and this ain't the help that we wanted, you know. So now they've been snared, as we had read earlier about them laying snares privily. You know, that's what Esau wants. He wants you to run down to Egypt.
You know? So that he can put you into more bondage, man.
Continuing on, it says, we hid behind a car and then sheltered in an apartment of a Good Samaritan for 5 hours watching SWAT team from the window. We are all okay, but we're angry, very, very angry. So
that's only the beginning, man. You haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
As the day goes by, man, this is gonna be like everywhere. You know, it's gonna be everywhere, man.
That's right.
Because the Lord's gonna bring this place to its knees before He actually took it down, man.
That's right.
You know?
It says, he later added, I don't want to hear anyone blame this on mental illness. For example, there are hundreds of millions of people with mental illness who don't go shoot innocent people at a parade.
Yeah, and it's like it, bro. And that's exactly what Esau will do. Whenever the people commit a crime, they gotta have a justification he had a mental illness, he was sick. That's exactly why he did that. But when Jake does the same thing, he's a thug. He's you know what I'm saying? You know, it's always like as a label for all people, a negative label for all people. But when it's their people, they all have a justification. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. It says 6 people were killed and at least 36 more was injured after the gunman purged on a rooftop And he says opening fires on families, waving flags, and children riding bikes at a Independence Day event in Highland Park. So, this damn devil, the devil was on the roof. He was up high shooting down on the people that's attending the parade. And that reminds me of what that shooting that happened in Vegas years back. That guy was up top and he was shooting down, on those people.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But once again, man, that's just showing you like it has to be something has to be set up, man. Something was orchestrated out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who didn't see this guy with carrying these weapons or whatever the case is to that specific location that he was in,
Yeah.
But once again, man, we just sit back and watch. And once again, because we have the understanding of the mindset of the wicked, man. You know?
I got one real quick. Psalms chapter 10 verse 6, and it says Psalms 10 verse 6, it says he had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privy, set against the poor. He lie in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lie in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he drive him into his net.
That's
no, you got it.
Real quick, I was just gonna say that's the attributes of a hunter. To catch one using the snare. All right, to basically creep up, to kind of blend in with the scenery. This is what Esau is, a cunning hunter. All right, and this is how he used those tactics on people. All right, to basically destroy them. But you were gonna say something else?
No, I was about to say like this Edomite. You were saying like he went to the top of the building and sit there lurking, waiting. That's the characteristic of Edom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's, like you said, that's a characteristic of the elite, but ultimately all the Edomites are like that,
That's right. Yeah, man. So I got one more, if you don't mind.
No, I got it.
2nd Ezra 5 and verse 1, it says, nevertheless, as the coming tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. All right, it says, but iniquity shall be increased, and above that which now thou seest, it says, or thou hast heard long ago. All right, so that's what's gonna happen. And when you hear about a mass shooting, you seeing numbers of people dying at that one event or that one scenario, right? So what's gonna happen is more and more of the increase of numbers of death, but this is showing you that it says that iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And that reminds me or of what Daniel's 12 and 1, a time like never before. You know what I'm saying? The things that's about to come upon the earth is gonna surpass anything that happened in history. All right, and it's gonna be real. How you say it? It's gonna be a game changer, man.
Yeah, because America is Babylon the Great, man. Babylon the Great in wickedness, so the destruction gotta be great as well.
That's right.
And the birth pain gotta be great. The birth pain gotta surpass all the other kingdoms. Because this place, the Lord has to equal the level of wickedness with the judgment on this side.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. So yeah, that's it on.
That's it, man. So that was a lesson, man. We hope this was edifying. As always the purpose. So we want to give all praises and honor and glorification to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Makakodash. Double honor to our elders, apostles of GMS whole world. Peace and blessings to the hopeful Lekakiam out there pushing this gospel, this doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, and righteousness, and sincerity and truth. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.